Welcome to this World of Warcraft guide for the glory of the Vault Raider achievement in Dragonflight. For the first achievement, What Frozen Things Do, you'll want to clear the left side of trash leading up to Eranog, as this is where you'll find the frozen portal stone. The portal stone should be on your left as you cross the bridge onto the ad platform leading up to the boss. One person needs to pick up this portal stone and take it to the boss. Once the boss is engaged, a frozen behemoth will spawn at the location of the player with the portal stone, and this ad will start the fight with 8 stacks of frozen solid. You need to keep this ad alive until it loses all of its stacks. 1 stack of the debuff can be removed at a time by dragging the behemoth through a lava pool left behind by Eranog's Flame Rift ability. Just be careful not to drag the behemoth through too many pools at once, as each time the ad loses a stack, it will apply a stacking debuff to the raid group that deals frost damage over time and increases frost damage taken for 30 seconds. Once the behemoth stacks have been removed, it will turn into a burning behemoth. Now you can kill the ad and finish the boss fight to earn your achievement. Next up, the Primal Council achievement, the Lunker below, requires you to fish up the lurking Lunker from the bubbling lava pool next to the boss platform and defeat the Primal Council while keeping the Lunker alive. The Lunker has a lot of HP, so if you're doing this achievement while it is still current, it should be pretty difficult to kill it by mistake, and it doesn't need to be tanked either. The Lunker has 2 abilities it will use during the encounter, but you can just sidestep these and play the boss fight as normal to get your achievement. Dathea's achievement is called Nothing But Air, and it requires 8 people to complete. 8 different players need to collect 1 of the orbs floating above the boss room during any of the knock-up mechanics from the boss. Once 1 player has collected an orb, they will gain a debuff and be unable to collect any more, hence why you need 8 different players to complete this achievement. Using classes with good mobility such as Demon Hunters, Evokers and Druids would make this achievement much easier. Dathea's Cyclone and the Volatile Infuser's Blowback are the 2 mechanics that your group can utilize to reach the orbs in the air. If you run into Dathea's Cyclone at the very end of the cast, the big knockback you'll get from that should help you reach some of the orbs higher in the air. Just be mindful of where you're going to land when you try to reach these orbs, as you may fall off the platform. But if any player dies after they successfully collect their orb, the achievement progress will still count. Demon Hunters and Evokers' double jump and glide abilities will be helpful for this achievement, as will Hunters' disengage and Druids' wild charge and Goblins' rocket boots abilities. If you are struggling with full damage or momentum while in the air, you might find it easier to use toys such as the parasols from Shadowlands to slow falling speed and give you a little more control in the air. If you do use a parasol, just be mindful that using any offensive spells will cancel the effect. Also note that Goblin gliders cannot be used here. Once all 8 orbs have been collected, Dathea will gain a debuff signalling the completion of the criteria for this achievement, so then you are free to finish the boss fight. The Little Friends achievement requires a minimum of 3 players to complete. At the west, north and east of the boss room, you will find 3 dormant earth nodes sticking out of the ground. Each of these nodes needs to be hit by Terros' Awakened Earth ability to spawn energized earth adds. Due to the nodes being so far apart, your group will need to start the boss fight spread apart to each of these nodes to activate them all. If you're completing this achievement in a regular sized raid group, I would recommend creating groups for this and assigning each group to a designated node so everyone knows where to stand. You need to activate all 3 nodes before Terros casts his first Annihilation, as this will destroy any remaining nodes, rendering the achievement impossible to complete and requiring you to reset the boss and try again. Once the adds have been spawned, you can kill them and finish the boss encounter. Sennarth's achievement is called I Was Saving That for Later, and to complete it, your group needs to free 5 webbed NPCs throughout the boss room before the boss dies. To free each NPC, you need to ensure that a caustic spiderling dies on top of their web in order to break it. The first 2 NPCs are on the ground floor where you start the boss fight, one in the right corner and one on the left as you make your way to the first set of stairs. On the second platform, you'll find another NPC on your left as you exit the first set of stairs, and the other NPC on this platform is at the other end just before you get to the next set of stairs. This ad is the most difficult to reach as it is tucked away behind a corner very close to the edge of the platform, so be careful not to fall off or be pulled by Sennarth's Gossamer Burst. Your final NPC can be found at the back of the third platform between the 2 sets of stairs. Bear in mind that there is no NPC on the final platform, so if you haven't freed everyone before you get there, you'll need to try again. For Kurog's achievement, the power is mine. You need to pull Kurog to the 4 quadrants of the room in a specific order: Earth, Fire, Storm, and Frost. There's no time limit on this, just make sure the boss is pulled in the correct order throughout the encounter. Once Kurog is pulled to the final quarter of the room, a Primal avatar will spawn. It's important to tank this ad within the circle of the center of the room where it spawns, as it will deal raid-wide damage if it enters any of the 4 quadrants. If you stand in any of the swirlies created by the ad, you're going to take very heavy damage and likely be killed, so keep your eyes peeled and be ready to sidestep. Kill the ad and then kill Kurog to earn this achievement. Do be mindful that the order you need to pull Kurog means that he will be dragged through the center of the room, during which time he will deal heavy raid-wide damage every second until he enters another quarter of the room. Be ready with defensives and a big healer cooldown if necessary to deal with the raid-wide damage. Broodkeeper Diurna's achievement is called Incubation Extermination, and this will require your group to spawn a nascent proto-drake from each of the 4 egg colours in the boss room, and kill them within 10 seconds of each other. Many groups have found it easiest to run this encounter with 3 tanks, so one can keep aggro of Diurna, one can take the ads that spawn during the fight, and the last to deal with the 4 nascent proto-drakes for the achievement. The world markers you see around the room show you the sets of eggs that are most ideal for this achievement. If you start at the moon marker, for example, leave the 2 eggs to hatch and then run to the square marker and let those 2 eggs hatch as well, you will have a nascent proto-drake of all 4 colours you need for this achievement. The same applies if you go from the diamond world marker to triangle. Be sure to gather up the 4 proto-drakes together once they have hatched and kill them all evenly so they die within 10 seconds of each other. Then you are free to finish the boss encounter to earn your achievement. Finally, for Raszageth's achievement, your group needs to nominate 2 players with good mobility and preferably strong defensives to each collect 1 concentrated storm essence from the first intermission platforms. These 2 players then need to quickly get to the intermission platform between the time that Raszageth casts Storm Nova at 65% health to knock all players to the intermission platform and start the first intermission, as the concentrated storm essences will despawn once the intermission begins. I would recommend making your way over to these platforms once the boss reaches roughly 67% health. Classes like Demon Hunters or Evokers would work best for this. Once at the platform, run to the center and interact with the orb to gain a debuff. You then don't need to do anything special until the final phase of the fight. If either one of the 2 players who collected the orbs dies, they keep their debuff and the achievement can still be completed as long as they are able to be resurrected during the fight. Once you reach the final phase, the 2 players who picked up the essences need to stack together in the Raging Storm, which is the ring of lightning that slowly closes in around the platform. This will spawn the concentrated storm ad in the center of the room, which has low HP and will throw out the same lightning orbs as the ad from the second intermission. Dodge the orbs, kill the ad, and then kill Raszageth to complete your achievement. And with that, you should have completed your Glory of the Vault Raider achievement and earned your Raging Magmammoth mount. Congratulations! Thank you for watching, best of luck with your achievement, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!